any moment. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a conversation like no other. Welcome, Kelsey, and welcome, Emily, to the internet. How are both of you doing? Let's start with Kelsey with a couple words to describe your morning so far.
It has been energizing and I am just lit up today. Does that sum it up?
Yay!
Absolutely. And Emily, how would you describe your day so far before this moment?
I got a good sweat from pushing the baby stroller, and I got a free coffee for having a good chat with the barista.
Aw,
Wow.
you
More
would.
more free stuff for Emily Elliott. That's a future interview topic. How to get free stuff in moments of commerce. Wonderful. Now, we will look back on this conversation and chuckle. One, because it's going to have chuckling, but two, because you two have come together for an awesome collaboration that will serve people in their business in 2023. And this is the first of perhaps many collabs between you both, but specifically all around the two levers that people need in their business in 2023 and beyond, but we're just talking about this year. So enough from me. Let's pass it to one of you. I'll start with Kelsey. What are these two levers that we speak about? Because when I hear about business, sometimes we think like, oh, there's like 100 different things you need in a business, but you two have dialed it down to two specific levers. What are they?
Mhm. Yeah. So the two levers we're talking about are mindset and marketing. But I've been thinking a lot about the acronym MVP. So if we think about MVP, you've got three things that are very important to any business owner, no matter where they are on their journey. Mindset, number one, and obviously Emily will explain all about that. Visibility / marketing, right? Marketing is getting visible. It's generating attention and gaining awareness. We could say visibility. Those two things together lead to hopefully profitability, right? So the mindset and the visibility are going to lead you to the profitability, but without dialing in your mindset and really understanding how your business is going to gain the attention of your dream clients, you might feel like you're kind of on this roller coaster ride of profitability. So that's why we're combining forces. And, one of the main drivers for me in partnering with Emily is that a lot of my clients, they know what they need to do. They have the strategies, they have the templates, but they come to me and they are kind of upper limiting themselves. They're like, well, it appears that nobody's going to pay attention. So let's just lower my goal. And I want to sign one client this month. Or, oh, you know what? Instead of making this amount of money, let's just go for a $27 course and I'll be happy, even if I just sell one. And I'm like, but you could do anything. Like, we are starting this business because there's unlimited possibility and you have a vision to serve and to impact people. And why impact just one person when you know there's 20 more out there who potentially could benefit from your offer? And all you need to do is to allow them to make an informed decision about whether you're going to be the one to solve their problem or not. But without the mindset, without actually thinking beyond your current limitations and blinders, your marketing strategy or your visibility strategy might fall flat. And you might end up blocking yourself because you're like, I'm just not even going to send that email because nobody wants to hear from me. Who am I to talk about natural medicine? Who am I to share a recipe when there's incredible food bloggers doing it way better than I am? They've been at it 10 years. I've been at it 10 days. Screw it. I'm closing down the business. So you can see how if the mindset isn't there, the marketing strategy just kind of gets pulled away and then your business kind of flutters.
This is close to home. I feel like you just said some things, Kelsey, that I've heard in my own brain many times, and other people that I've worked with have said about their own experience in business. But I feel like the marketing side, sometimes we can get busy in it. It's like, oh yeah, I've just got all this like marketing to work on, and oh yeah, I have to work on my marketing. I have to dial in my marketing because it also keeps us safe and away from our upper limits speaking from
course.
experience. So if we go over to Chateau Emily, talk to us about the mindset side. Why did you get drawn to this world of work with mindset coaching? And what do you want to say to complement the marketing side that Kelsey brings to this equation?
Yeah, my whole life is self-growth. And even my Chinese medicine practitioner just said to me, the reason you don't fall asleep at night is because you only read self-growth books. You need to read something relaxing like romance. And I was like, oh, I just got called out for like a decade of not sleeping because all I do is read self-growth. Like, I just love it. And a few things. I know when my vibration is on, my field of reception just like, woo, like it's like a vortex. Like it just can attract anything. And I know when I'm off, it does the very opposite. So I've fallen in love with the topic. And the more and more I develop mindset and energetics, everything changes for me in such a beautiful way. So the best example of this ever is when I graduated as a naturopath, I would literally go knocking on doors in the Toronto beaches and say, hey, do you want to be my client? Hey, do you want to be my client? And like give brochures. And it was like pulling teeth when I started. Like it just was so off. And then fast forward now doing the mindset work, I can, the first time I ever put out a live of what's neurolinguistic programming, I didn't even have a website or an offering yet. And someone's like, I want to be your client. And I wasn't even ready. So when things are right and the mindset's right and the vibration's right, everything changes. So that's why I love self-growth. I love doing these check-ins every single day. And am I like 100% perfect with mindset? No. But do I have the self-awareness to check in every day, all the time? What's not going right? Okay, what do I have to do better? Yes. So I believe in magic. I believe in mindset. I believe in energetics. And when we are in the right headspace and offering, from our hearts, we can attract so much more in life. And it's not even just business, like the right friendships, the right city you're living in. So that's what kind of made me fall in love with all of this. And I get the marketing mindset ickiness that Kelsey's talking about. So that's why I called her in. I was like, I do have those limiting thoughts sometimes because I know I need the strategy. But then I'm like, if I have strategy and I know I have the mindset to keep going when it gets tough, that's the secret sauce.
I don't want to look like a server, like writing down food orders, but I'm taking notes as both of you are sharing these insights. And one thing that I wrote down, as you were saying that, Emily, was the word friendship. Even though friendship might not seem like it goes in the business case success toolkit, I'm excited about the fact that you pointed out how the people you surround yourself with and just the vibe, the energy, it can actually up-level your business. But you two specifically, I think, bring something really incredible to this whole landscape because you're doing this together, because there is a friendship in place. And I personally find that when I'm enrolling in programs and experiences like the one you are both leading this year, I'm about 90% choosing the leader or leaders and 10% choosing what I'll learn. Now, yeah, I got to learn stuff I need to learn, but the leaders pull me in so much. So what would you say is the vibe you can already tell is happening in this experience? Because I know you've done some Ask Me Anythings. I know you've rounded up some of the people that are already joining. Describe the feeling, the experience, the vibe of what this program will be when it kicks off. And we'll start with Emily and then go to Kelsey.
Okay, we didn't ask me anything. And what was really cool about the people showing up is they're just so ready to serve themselves and one another. And that's what we're going for here is we don't win when everyone's like, me, 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 me. And everyone's winning because people were bringing ideas to the table. They were clapping. One person was like, hey, I'm already going to sign up to help you. Not even like about anything. Just I'm ready to show up and help me your dreams be possible. So the vibe is very like I win, you win, we all win. And that's who we're here to serve is people who want to elevate, but they want to do it together. And that's shockingly different these days and age, whatever that trip up on mortise. Yeah. So people are ready to like link up and help one another because it was really, really just an elevating feeling. I never like to say good vibes only because I like when people actually bring what they're feeling to the table, but the ability to transmute the icky gunk, which we all have, into something better.
Yeah. And I think, you know, when there is an offering of a group program, because I do a lot of one-on-one coaching and I've hired mentors one-on-one as well, but there is something special about creating a group that is going to just be there to support each other. So in many of my previous group cohorts, as we know, the roller coaster ride of entrepreneurship, it's you're 1 week, you're feeling like you're on top of the world. The next week, you're like, I kind of just want to sit in the background. And what I love about the group energy is that you might show up feeling like, okay, I haven't had much movement this week, or I feel a little bit behind. But then when somebody comes on the mic and they're sharing an experience that they had, or they open up a conversation around a marketing strategy they implemented that actually worked for them, you can kind of see everybody else on the call like lean in a little bit, and they start to kind of tap into that person's energy, and they're reminded of the tool that Emily taught them or that I taught them. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, like the last 7 days didn't go great for me. The kids were up all night. I didn't feel that inspired. I wasn't taking care, but oh my gosh, Nicole just implemented that strategy and she's an expander for me. And I kind of want to do what Nicole just did. And she's proving to me in real time that what Emily and Kelsey are teaching, as long as we implement it and we feel good about what it is that, you know, you're doing in your own business and you adapt it to who you are and what brings you joy, that tool can also work for you. So it's neat because yes, and Emily, you talk about this all the time. It's like life ebbs and flows and we're riding the waves. And the truth is, over the 90 days that you're inside the program, you might have 1 or 2 weeks that you're just not quite feeling it. But the moment you get on that call, you're going to be on the upswing. You're going to leave with a new mindset, a new strategy, and that renewed motivation to take action. And action is where the results actually come from. So I think it's just an incredible experience to be among peers who are motivated, driven, and who want more out of their business. Like, you know, not like trying to make massive gains in a limited time that aren't reasonable, but who say, I think I can double my income this year. I think I can launch another program. I think I can serve 10 more clients. And then we all look at each other and go, yeah, of course you can. Like, let's look at this on paper. Easy. Here's how you're going to do it. So that collective mentality and people who are going to raise you up versus kind of bring you down is something that it's intangible, but it's very special when you bring multiple minds together.
I love what Kelsey's saying there. She's talking about how we need to hold the vision even when we don't have immediate proof, right? So oftentimes it's like, well, if I don't have the proof within 3 weeks that I can do it, then it's over. But like the highest life performers, right? Because the way you do everything is the way you do anything. So the way you're performing like your friendships is going to come into your business and all those sorts of pieces of the pie. So people who can continually hold the vision when they don't see automatic proof, that's where it starts to tilt, because the universe doesn't promise us 3 weeks, right? The universe will say, hey, just trust me and you'll get there. And we have to hold the vision, hold the vision, hold the vision. And even myself included, this can be the hardest thing to do. But what tools do you have there pulling you back to the vision? So having the accountability of Kelsey, myself, a group, it's like, it's okay, stuff went sideways. Hold the vision, right? And this is that one piece that kind of separates the people that stay the course and the people that give up, is how willing are you to hold the vision when you don't have the evidence to say otherwise?
So good.
I need more paper. I only have like a Post-it note to write my notes from this, but that's why we are recording it and why it's a video. I've heard this word a couple times in the last little bit here around expanders. Like so-and-so is an expander for me. And I know that this program is called The Big Leap, or your big leap. And Kelsey, you described a couple specific examples of what that might mean for some people in their business.
Mm-hmm.
But when we hear the word expand, when we hear words like hold the vision, what are some specific conversations you're both already aware of that people are saying as they already decided to join, or maybe they're deciding to join? Like, what are the things they do want their big leap to be, or what are the things that they do want to expand into, whether it's on the mindset side or the marketing side or whatever? And I'm not even going to pick one of you. I'm just going to awkwardly pause and see who leads this one first.
I mean, I can speak to the marketing leaps that our clients are trying to make. So, I mean, I see marketing as 4 different buckets. There's search engine optimization, there's social media, there's self-expressed content, and there's direct traffic. And so when people are enrolling in the program, we're asking them specific questions around where they feel blocked with mindset, where they feel blocked with marketing. And I would say the majority of them are feeling like their lead generation is down due to, I don't know what to post on social media, and therefore I don't post at all. And I don't know what platforms to be on. So we're going to talk about that. And they don't want to be on a content creation hamster wheel. They don't have 20 hours a week to be in this like growth mania, Gary V, have a camera on yourself at all times. And that's cool. Like, I don't want that for my business either. So they want to do smart marketing. They want to do effective marketing. And SEO is one of those strategies where you plant seeds and then all of a sudden it goes like that, right? What are people searching that your website could come up on Google? And so a lot of them are wondering, how do I get traffic to my website through using search engines? And people forget too that podcasts are a search engine, and podcasts are only on the rise. Like, they are completely changing the game. And the other search engine that people forget about is blogging. And I'm not saying you need to be a blogger, but you do have to have a bit of strategic content that plants keywords on your website so that Google knows when to show your website to the correct person. So those would be the 2 main marketing buckets that we're going to cover off.
That's so dialed in, Kelsey. Like, I know you've led so many programs, you work with many clients, but just even those 4 buckets, clearly you have moved many people and their business through each of those domains, not to be confused with like GoDaddy domains, but thank you for that. And Emily, on the mindset side, you probably see some themes. Here's some patterns. What are maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of those commentaries or those monologues that people are saying about their business and why they might be bumping up against the ceiling?
Yeah, so people love to say, clients have shared a lot, I'm not good enough. So everyone else is a good enough naturopath, nutritionist, whatever. And then when they start to lean into what makes my thumbprint on this earth really unique, that's when they can show up as their authentic selves, as they need to be the most truly, truly themselves ever. So I felt like as a fraud, as a naturopath, when I was like, am I the world's best cardiac diagnoser? We got like minimal cardiac training, and I think I'm supposed to be a cardiologist. But when I started to just shift the narrative and be like, I am so, so good at holding space. I am so good at seeing people, and that is the catalyst to healing. Everything changed. So we need to get people enough in their conviction of who they are that, like, it's not going to work to just write on your window, I am enough, I am enough. It's not going to work because you don't believe it. So when we dwindle down to who you really are, which is part of what we'll do in the program, and that starts to like emerge, oh my goodness, whoa, right? So yeah, it's about the enoughness. And my one client who is a naturopath, she blatantly said once she stepped into her superpowers, knowing who she is, that's when all the income went. I think she 10x'd her month once she started to step into who she is. So we need to break down the imposter syndrome. What cardiologist are you looking at, and who are you like really meant to be? So that's the big one. Not enough. Blake's laughing.
I just like the technical speak you wove into the word cardiologist. That was really on point.
And cardiologists are so miraculous and beautiful, but I'm not a naturopathic cardiologist. That's why I'm mocking myself, not the profession, right?
Yeah, I mean, it takes me back to my cardiology days, and I've chosen a different path. So now,
Yeah.
Kelsey, similar to what Emily just shared, what are some of those specific things that people bump up against on the marketing side? I know you've described those different buckets, but even some of the sentences or those just recurring like voices you hear from clients of the past where we just kind of, it's right in front of us, but we can't see the path to a marketing solution.
One specific example, just because it's top of mind of a client I just supported in this, is there's a lot of speak out there of like automate everything and make everything like this funnel, and then you go sit in a hammock. And for this particular client, previous to enrolling in all these funnel trainings, she loved getting out in public speaking. She's an author. She's very good at communicating with her word, but got caught up in the whole online marketing and just like turn it on and step away. Spent thousands of dollars on copywriters and setting up systems that were costing her about $600 a month. And I think a lot of people are falling trapped to this right now, thinking that they have to implement complication in order to get the results that they want, which perhaps for some people is the right answer. But for a lot of people, then they feel so disconnected from their business. They stop talking with their client. They're not engaging with anyone anymore. They're not relationship building because they've stepped away thinking sales on autopilot. And then when those sales fall flat, they're like, I don't get it. This was supposed to be the solution. And what they're missing is the humanization element of marketing, which is making a true connection with one other person. We're only really ever talking to one person at a time, hopefully. Like you have to get into conversation rather than just relying on mass marketing. This is not television advertising for most of us. And, you know, it's something that Blake, obviously you're so good at. And like getting back to creating touch points with people, hosting live trainings, creating experiences for your community to gather and to actually experience your work and your results. And the moment we remove that, then clients can't actually get a feel for what we do. They don't really like, they see a webinar, but do we like webinars? Not so much anymore. We're sick of them. We're bored. We need something more stimulating. We want to talk to somebody and feel seen and heard. So bringing the humanization back in is kind of number one. And there's so many ways to do that, but sometimes removing yourself from the business isn't the answer.
You said automation, then you said complication, and then you said humanization. And I thought that's a pretty fascinating sort of series of lily pads. Like those are very different ways to do business, all have a place. But yeah, I'm picturing someone sort of hiding away, building this thing for months or years, hitting go and like hoping it flies instead of being in the arena where the two of you can support consistently, authentically, in a human manner so that people aren't alone and they're not guessing. They can actually bring their questions to you and work in real time. So to that effect, for people that catch this live or later and have that question of, so what is this awesome sounding program that Emily and Kelsey will be leading? What is sort of the mini description of what is it, when is it, how the heck can people actually take a step to learn more about this awesome experience? Oh, let's go with Emily, then Kelsey.
Yeah, so you can check out our landing page. We'll put it in Blake's Facebook show notes. And
I don't have show notes, but you'll see it right below this video.
Feel free to DM me and say hello if you have questions. I'll let Kelsey offer up whatever works in her world. I won't be her speak on her behalf, but feel free to message me if you have questions. We actually start Wednesday, which is so exciting. So feel free to, send up any questions if this feels right to you. Honestly, Kelsey is so good at what she does, and it breaks my heart to see so many entrepreneurs just so frustrated and doing their daily Instagram posts and then staring at the wall. So, I mean, strategy is a superpower here. And usually to work with Kelsey alone is multiple figures more. So to get in on the group programming, to have accountability, to have community, to have that consistency is king. So even being in a 12-week program, you have no choice but to be consistent, right?
Mhm.
So check it out. We'd be honored to have you. This is a vibey, help each other out, have fun doing it group. So send us a message if that feels right.
Yeah. So in the program itself, it's 3 months. So February, March, April. And by that point, you've made your big leap. So we have our onboarding call. That's going to be week 1. There's 11 weeks after that. We're going to meet for an hour and a half every Wednesday. We're going to tackle a mindset topic. We're going to pair that with a specific marketing strategy, something that you walk away with, that you implement and see growth, right? And then there's going to be time for Q&A as well. So 90-day program where we're tackling the most important topics as it relates to marketing, visibility, mindset, so that your business can become more profitable. When you dial in the mindset and the visibility, that's when a lot is going to shift. And these are tools that beyond the 90 days, you're going to have frameworks for continuing to run your business with ease, continuing to think bigger than where you are right now. That's what you do as an entrepreneur, is you always think, how much bigger can I go? How many more people can I impact? What else do I want out of my life, my business? And that's what Emily's going to teach you, is to not upper limit yourself. If anyone's read The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, like that's what happens is we start growing and then we hit this spot and then we kind of fall into this stale territory. We get resentful of our business. We don't know what to do next. That's when you need to make a big leap, right? And that's what we're presenting through this program. We're also giving you access, right? Access to a mindset coach, access to a marketing consultant. So obviously, this is nuanced for each business. So as we present the concepts, if you have questions, things that you need, you can actually access Emily and I between the calls. So it's going to be an incredible program. The intake form will tell us everything we need to know to help you make your big leap. And we're really excited to be offering this and starting on Wednesday, February 1st.
Thanks, Kelsey. Thanks, Blake.
I could say 100 more things, but I know I've only got a couple minutes left. So this is what I want to say to tie this all together, which is I have had the joy of getting to experience both of the ways in which you show up for the people that you work with. I've been in programs with Kelsey. I've worked with Kelsey. I'm married to Emily, but I get to see all the ways in which both of them do their work. And the access is obviously super powerful to both of these women, but the way in which they both show up for people is so heartfelt. It's so sincere. It's so specific. It's so practical. It's not out there untouchable. It's a level of access that I've not seen people provide, at least not for tons and tons and tons and tons of dollars. So for anyone who catches this video live or later, or even has questions for me about my experience of these two awesome now collaborators, send it over. This program is going to be phenomenal. And if there's any closing thoughts that either of you want to share about your husbands for being your supporters and cheerleaders and enthusiasts, you can leave that in the comments below. If any of you both want to just like give virtual high fives on camera so that we can look back on this in 10 years and giggle, that's cool too. But as we wrap, thank you for making the time. Congrats on this creation. And to whoever connected you both, that person must be epic. So high fives on the triple windows. Look below this video later for comments and clicks and directions to go next. Emily, Kelsey, have a blast. I can't wait to hear all the success stories of the people who experience their big leap in 2023. See you later.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.